papers, and 2 patents as well. He has acted as reviewer for many international journals and international conferences. He has trained more than 7,500 plus teachers through 320 plus national and international workshops on PBL and various teaching learning methods. His research areas include PBL model designs, human centric design, and hydrogen energy. He has visited 6 international universities, which mainly include Aalborg University, Denmark, Aalto University, Finland, and which mainly include Aalborg, Denmark universities. He has written many successful projects to bring the grants above 2.5 crores as well. He is a passionate entrepreneur who owns a private limited company as well. I would like to invite Dr. Shinde sir to share their knowledge to our students. Welcome, sir.
Properly? Can you, whether I am audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay, just to show my face, I just opened the video, but I will manage my bandwidth and I will close my video once I start. Okay, good morning, everyone, all audience, all teachers, and respected HODs and principal deans. This is a separate, I think you should stop the audience to join now because it will keep on disturbing. Because yeah, we need to value time. See, it's always entries pinging. All the students are joining late. Okay, thank you very much. I am just sharing my slide. But before I start my slides, I wanted to tell the story because you might have heard that I also have a private limited company. Being a teacher and running a private limited company, it's a double role. But the passion which I carry, because owning a private limited company was one of the dream which I carried right from the childhood. Not from the childhood, I would say, but when I joined engineering as a child. So that is a childhood. And then when I started thinking about business and building an opportunity of private limited, I always thought that I needed a lot of finance. And since I belongs to a very poor family at that time, I stopped thinking. And I will tell you how it is different and what is the kind of level of engagement you need to have when you join as an entrepreneur. Okay, so this is the point. So what I will do, I will only take 35 to 40 minutes. I will stop exactly at 11:50 and I will 10 minutes for question answer. Okay, so if you have any question in between, you can also ask, but I will prefer that you take all the questions towards the end. Okay, I am now sharing a PPT and let's focus on this part. So can you deny the entries of all? Don't admit the students now because it's very late. Say 11 o'clock, they have to join before time. Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I am stopping my video because then I can use my bandwidth. Okay, what you can see is the topic, which says that it's an exciting journey from problem to product. The reason I have chosen the topic, or I have chosen a problem, because whenever you want to develop any product, the most important thing is that which you need to understand which problem of the society people you are solving. And unless and until you have understood this, that I need to find a problem which will serve the purpose of the society, which will serve the purpose of the person who is suffering from it, then and then only there is a proper product development. And when you have proper product development, then you can have a business development. But for business development, you require this journey. And this journey has to be done with thoughtful process. It cannot happen that you work on one problem and you develop one project and then you suddenly wanted to start a company. It never happens like that. In fact, if you want to start a company, you need to find a good problem. Understand this. Understand this. Sir, these students entering into the late is disturbing too much. Kindly do the needful, because it is creating a noise. It's creating a noise. Okay. I'll just go to the slide where the educational approach of Vishwaniketan, the place where I came from and where I work is the Vishwaniketan. I work as a director of Project-Based Learning Center of Excellence, where the university curriculum has been transacted to the institute. Like you have Solapur University, we also have Mumbai University. To transact that curriculum, we continuously implement project-based and problem-based learning approaches. The reason being is very simple, that we believe that education cannot be confined in a classroom. It has to be more exploratory, open-ended to the person. And then also that students pursue a lot of learning styles, because they have a lot of learning styles. And to suit their learning styles, we need to have open education. So we opened it through project and problem-based learning. We have experience that once the students work on a problem and project-based learning, they develop prototypes. Because these prototypes cannot be termed as a products. To develop that product, we require design thinking approach. And that approach we give to the students through the various training workshops. We have our in-house faculty, which train our students on design thinking. Once design thinking is done, product is ready, but product is not ready to launch into the market, because there are so many things we need to cover before it gets launched into the market. And sometimes we need to go back again to the PB problem. So this is a continuous cycle through which you go, sometimes clockwise, sometimes anti-clockwise. So there is a direct interrelation between all these four quadrants. And then you finally reach to one final product which can be marketed into the businesses. And so we require this business modeling approach. So through all these four quadrants, we train our students to become one company. Such 27 companies are already been given by Vishwaniketan to India. Teachers also own a company like me, and students also own a company. So likewise, this is the complete approach. And one of the approach I'm going to tell you today, that is design thinking or human-centric design. One of the case study I will discuss, and I will close my session. Before I go to any product development, product definition has to be understood, because sometimes students get confused. So what is product and what is project? I will tell you, if you developed a wonderful project, but that wonderful project doesn't have a value, which is being capable of exchanging in the exchange of money, it cannot be termed as a product. So these three important dimensions of a product which you should be aware. One is that product is a mixture of tangible and intangible attributes. So what is tangible? What is intangible? I will be explaining you in my future upcoming slides. There is a second important thing is that it should have a capability to being exchanged for a value. That value may be a money, or that value may be another gadget which you can share. That is a barter system. And then finally, its most important thing is that it should have an ability to satisfy customer needs. So the product can be termed as something which has tangible and intangible attributes. It has a capability to being exchanged, and also it satisfies customer needs. So what you can see here is the mobile. Very simple mobile, or maybe very expensive mobile like Apple mobile. Or maybe some laptops you can see, or maybe some iPods, iPads you can see. But if you see in these products, all products have some tangibility. Tangible means it's the physical thing. Tangible means it's a physical thing. What is the value being provided in these mobiles, laptops? That they are compact, they have multifunctionalities, they can be used for many purposes, and that purposes are satisfied through these products. And that purposes are nothing but needed driven. So if I ask you what is the need of mobile, mobile is needed for communication. But nowadays, mobile can be used for many purposes. So likewise, every product has these three dimensions that you should ask question that what need I am satisfying, what is the value which I am giving to my customer, and whether I am going to produce something which is physical in nature or something non-physical in nature. That is product. There may be small object or big object like a nut and bolt, cars, notebooks, all are physical objects. Sometimes product can be also in the form of service. For example, this is also a product, Oyo. Everybody know that Oyo has Oyo rooms, but they don't own anything. They don't have anything. They only support them. Now the Oyo properties are there. But before, when they started with only one idea, that why not to provide spaces to the customer nationally with a one brand, that is Oyo. So if you rent a space becomes your tangible and intangible part. What is the value in that space? That you can exchange that space for 1 day, 1 night, 2 nights with some money which you can earn or take from the customer. What need it satisfies? That customer is coming from Mumbai and he wanted to go to the Pandharpur, but he don't own any space there because he has a problem, because he has to spend a whole night there. So he wants safety, he wants shelter, he wants that he will be using some, he needs to have some basic natural calls. So all these are the needs of the customer. So what you did, you created a space where all these facilities are provided, a basic shelter is provided. So he can sleep well, he can do some all early morning rituals, and then he goes happily. Then the next customer comes and it goes on and on. Likewise, renting a space, a hostel, a home, co-working spaces, tourism places becomes also a product. But they are more on service based. But when you have a service base, it is called as intangibility. But here in Oyo, you are providing the physical room. So it is tangible thing. Understand the tangibility now. I am moving to the intangibility here. Now suppose you go to the the basic press wala or istri wala, you can say. What he is offering to you, he is offering service to you. Now the service become intangible part because you don't have any physical thing to offer. But this person who is now using the press and ironing the clothes is providing you the service. Now for this service, he charging some amount. He charging some amount. That is the value. And then how he is creating this value, because he is using his skills, he is using all his experience to iron the clothes, and the way he has folding it, the way he is pressing it, that creates the value and quality of a service. And for that quality of service, customer is ready to pay. Now you can say what need of the customer is satisfied. So customer need is that he wanted to save a time because he is very busy person. He wanted to save, or he wanted to have a quality of ironing which is neatly properly dressed, that is esteem need. So all these such needs has to be satisfied. So he goes to the laundry wala, press wala, and he gives his clothes and he gets nicely ironed clean clothes. That is the need satisfied and he pay for it. Likewise, if you go to the any tourism place, and at tourism place there is a guide. What guide offers you? Guide offers you a service. What kind of a service? That he tells the story about the various places. He spends 1 hour with all of you and he charges some amount. That is also a product. Like urban company. What urban company does? Urban company has lot many services on a single website. He charges some amount, he earns also, and the service provider also earns. Like Ola and Uber. Ola and Uber has apps. They don't own any cars, but they have created an app. They have created a website which helps a service provider to log in, and then Ola earns from it. So this is a business model, Ola's business model. So likewise, there are services, but services at the same time, physical products also have only three characteristics. What are the three characteristics? These are the three characteristics. Either they have a tangible things, something physical, or intangible, something which is not physical but it is there. The second important thing is that it is being capability of being exchanged for some value, that is money. So some exchange has to happen. And then the last is that ability to satisfy customer needs. Okay. So I have explained you what is physical product and what is non-physical product, that is service. Now it is your turn. In a chat, you can identify the three images. Okay, and then you can text me that the first amount, the first image, that is Red Fort. In which category or which type of the businesses can be done around this Red Fort? Can you rent out the Red Fort? The answer, no. It's a tourism place. It is owned by the government of India. But can there be a different business opportunity? Think about it. Then the second image is the tire. Is this a product or a service? And the second image, I don't tell you what is the image there. So you have to answer me. Some answers should come on a chat, and few students can raise their hand, and then I will allow you to speak. Okay, this is your turn now. If you understood the difference in the product and service, you can easily tell me the tangible product and intangible product. Anyone would like to answer? I can see there are 31 people who are entered in this room and I am the only person who is speaking, that doesn't make any sense. So 3-4 slides I explained to you, and I have some pictures in front of you. You should tell me where is the physical product and where is the service, and how the value is being created, and how the money is being exchanged, and what needs of the people are satisfied. Very good, Namdev ji. Are you student, Namdev? Okay, you are faculty. Okay, thank you, Namdev ji. Sound sir. I want some students to answer. It is for student. Some students should answer. Come on, students, it is for you. If you don't speak, I will close the session. Session will not be continued unless and until you speak. At least you should try. It may be a right answer or wrong answer, doesn't matter. If you are not worried about speaking in Hindi, English, or Marathi, that is okay. You can speak in any regional language. Or you can use national language, Hindi. Understand whatever you are doing. If you are not understanding this, then it will be difficult. Okay? So try to answer the questions. Thank you, Sawan sir, at least you responded that the tire is a physical thing. If you see the hospital, in the hospital, what is happening? Any person who enters into the hospital offers service of doctors, service of operations, service of treatment, medicines. All these services are offered by the hospital, but you don't stay longer there. You only stay for 2-3 days, depending on the severity, and they charge you. So this is the value has been created because it has been exchanged. Then the doctors provide you the service, they will treat you. So your treatment is your need. And when you need, you go to the doctor. So likewise, every business has a need-based business. And being an entrepreneur, you need to identify what is the need. And for that need, you have to develop something. That something is nothing but the product. Okay? So that is where I am stuck, that I wanted some students to speak that how the value has been created in the tire. Everybody is using vehicle. Tire का role क्या है, need क्या है, and how the value has been created in the tire. Simple question है. So I can see, I can name some students now because they are taking too much time. Okay. So let's go further. Maybe I can ask simple questions than this. Can anybody name this? What is there in the screen? You can unmute and you can tell. Okay. It is something like that, one-way communication. Sawan sir,
Sir.
do you want me to continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You continue, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Please, sir.
Okay, okay. No problem. See, a noodle, which every day or every morning we have for breakfast, most of the time, kids are very, very keen to eat this particular noodle. But we don't say noodle, we say Maggie, because the Maggie is the brand which is associated with the noodle. So the value is being created because of the brand, because of the reputation, the packaging, and the aesthetics. All these things adds value into the product, and this becomes intangible attributes of a product. And when you want to develop a product, you need to also think about tangibility and intangibility in the product. Guarantee and the warranty of a systems are intangible products, because intangibility in the products which adds value. Now, when you take a product into the consideration, there are different types of the products. There are products called as a differentiated product, customized product, future product, and augmented product. If you see in this image there are 4 cars. Car is a car. When the first time it is developed, that is uniqueness, that is unique product. But nowadays you know that there are so many competitors are coming up. Like MG Hector is coming up, and there are so many other companies. Tesla is coming up. So all these are coming with the cars, but the cars are already in existence in the market. So what is the new thing you are getting added into the car? That may be a color, that may be a shape, that may be a size, that may be any new technology which is added into the car. And if you develop that kind of a product where you are adding some new features into the existing product, it is called as a differentiated products. So as an entrepreneur, you need to be very clear that how your product is creating a value and for which the people will pay. So like MG Hector has added a lot of technologies into their car. So that's why their cars are in demand now, because other cars are having a traditional look and then traditional technology. So the people are now more focused on buying a car which is technology oriented. There is a separate segment. There is another segment where we need to carry the different people, many people together. So that's why the Ertiga model or the Innova model has been successful, because the purpose of that is to take more and more people in a single car. So likewise, whenever you develop a product, you need to understand whether you are creating a completely new product or it's a differentiated product. And whenever you have a differentiated product, you need to know your competitors. Otherwise, you will not be able to survive in a market. That is where you need to understand the differentiated products. There is another category called as a customized product. Because whenever you have customized product, you have very limited market size. When you have differentiated product, you have market size is much, much better. The customization at the product level can be done. Like, for example, I have shown example of Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar has played cricket for many years for the country. Initially, when he was started his journey, he was only 16, 17 years old. He used to have heavier bats. As he grown and he succumbed some injuries, he developed lightweight bat. He demanded for a lightweight bats. So he customized his own bats, and he talked to the company that I want lighter bats. I want a bat which is light at the bottom and easy to maneuver. It doesn't give trouble to my elbow, because he had a problem with the tennis elbow. So likewise, he demanded for the customized bats. Everybody who is wanted to improve his efficiency, go for customization. Painting at homes, it's a customized, because every home is not same. Every home is different. Every home, people like different type of colors. So it's a customized thing. The furniture which we use at home, it's not a standard ones. Many a times we go for customization. So durability, quality, all these things comes into the picture when you start a business. So whether you are entering into the customized market or whether you want to go in a differentiated market, you need to focus at the early stages. Now, some of the products are future products. They are not in the market. Neither they will be available in the markets for next 10 years, 20 years. Their market is not yet developed. Such products are called as a future products. In an image, I told you like the person, flying person. This is very futuristic product. That person can fly and reach home very safely within a 10 minutes. So you can travel from, say, from Pune or to Mumbai within a 1 hour by using your own flying. So that may be a future. Or maybe from Pandharpur to Mangalveda or Sangola in 30 minutes or maybe 10-15 minutes. That is the future. So you can fly. So this is a future product. Electronic tattoos. Right now we are having ink tattoos, but in future there will be electronic tattoos. Supercars, the cars which runs at 1,000, 12,000, 1,000, 1,200 miles per hour. Supercars. Super roads will be required. Flexible electronics. There are so many future products which are coming up. So if you want to start a company, whether your company wanted to work on a future product, which is upcoming areas, you need to find that and work over it. You will be the leader into the market. So future product requires a lot of investment, a lot of research at the beginning. And for that, you require a lot of research. That what is the future? If you see these three images now, you can find which is a product for a future, which is a product which is for customization, and which is the product which is already there. I expect now some answers from the student. At least one answer. Can you tell which is the customized product here in this image? Can you make a standard leg for all people? Because every person has the same leg, size of the leg, length of the leg. Is it so?
No, no, it is different for all.
So it is different for all, right? Thank you, Sham. So when the legs are different, then you cannot have a standard product for the legs. So when a person loses its one of the arm or one of the leg, we have to go for customization. That is called as a customized product. Now there is one of the washing machine. Suppose I want to start a company in a washing machine. So my product will be called as a future product. Yes or no?
Yes.
The washing machine is already there, and I wanted to develop another washing machine. So is it a future product? No, it cannot be called as a future product because it is already there. And if I want to produce a washing machine, I need to understand what my competitors are giving. So I have to create a differentiator between the other existing washing machines and my washing machine. So that is called as a differentiated product. Because you are differentiating your product from others. And that differentiator will give you value. And for that value, people will pay. Like MG Hector. What is the differentiator in MG Hector and other cars is the technology. Car is a car. But MG Hector added the technology which is appealing to the people. And people wanted to pay for it. That's the value addition. Likewise, you need to think that if there is already an existing product, what value you can add through technology. That is differentiation. Very good. Thank you, Sham. At least you answered my question. Let's move further. So industrial products are there because it is used by the industry. There is another category called as the consumer products. Consumer products are the products which are consumed every day, like a milk. Milk is also a product. Pen, which we use for writing. The tea which we drink every day. Roadside food, like Boda Pav. It's a consumer products, but they are convenience products. Why they are called as a convenience product? Because they are cheap in nature. You buy it on the go, and it's a high frequency. So many people buy it because they need it. So it is called as a convenience. The newspaper cost is 2 rupees, 5 rupees. You just pay 5 rupees and buy it. You don't think too much. So less cognition is involved in a convenience product. But these convenience products are in high frequency, but they have low cost. Why I'm telling you this? Because if you wanted to develop a product, you need to understand the category of the product which you are developing. This is called as a consumer product, which is shopping products. What is called as a shopping product is that you need to go for a shopping it. You never say I am going for shopping and I am buying a newspaper. When you go for purchasing the milk, you don't say that we are going for a shopping. But when you want to buy a laptop or any washing machine or a mobile, so you go to the shops specifically, and then you compare many things like what is the color, size, shape, capacity, technical details like what is the RAM, what is the type of the processor, all these things you compare, and that is called as a high cognition, because the consumer is thinking too much while buying the product. And when the consumer is thinking, you as a product developer or innovator, you have to also think that what consumer is thinking. So that is shopping products. Generally, the shopping products has a high cost because it involves a lot of money. So you have to prove a lot of thought process behind shopping products. Televisions, all these things where you go and shop, this is called as a shopping products. And whenever you don't require any shopping, but you just buy it as per your convenience, these are called as a convenience products. There are some special products like pen or McDonald's or maybe Yevle Amrut Tule. These created the brand because they have special spices. And these special prices creates the special products for the consumer. So like a company like company which produces a diamond pens or iPhone, these are becomes special products. Okay. Finally, I am coming to a point where you as a student understand the product has needs and wants. So whenever you have wanted to develop any product, try to find a need and wants of the customer, the problem he is facing, how these needs can be satisfied. So what is the kind of the product you are developing? And whenever there is a high satisfaction of your customer, you will get the returns. And adding customer delight is done in a very specific design approach called as a user-centered design approach. To explain this user-centered design approach, we need to go further. Can anybody tell me what is in this picture? Every day we use it in the morning. Yes, Kirti, thank you. It's a kid brush. Now you are talking. Very nice. It's a kid's brush. Nishant, what do you think? Why it is called as a kid's brush? मराठी में जवाब दो चलेगा. ब्रश इज द ब्रश. तो आपने ऐसा क्यों कहा कि ये किड्स का ब्रश है? Okay, it have a design that kids love. Very nice. Fantastic answer. So when you are developing a product, the brush is already in existence, right? Sir, have you given or have you restricted your students to speak? Because they are not answering, they are only chatting.
No, sir, it is not like that.
Okay. You can unmute students and you can speak because this session is for you. Okay. Now, I like that answer. See, understand, brush is a brush, but when you wanted to develop a company who want to sell the brush, that is okay. You decided it. But then you need to create the differentiator. You need to find that for whom you are developing a brush. So then you say, okay, there are adults, there are old people, there are men, there are women, there are male, there are female. I want to develop a brush for the kids. Okay. Then when you want to develop a brush for the kids, then you need to think what kids will require. The kids have small teeth, tiny teeth. Then you cannot have a long brush. They have tiny hands. Then you need to give them something which is playable with. So these toys are added into the brush. Then you can say there is a holder also because kids are kids. They don't put brush at very specific position. So they wanted to play with it. So now you added these small toys in the brush. So that is called as a design. And this design is done based on user-centered. So you can attract your user with your designs. But brush, how the kid will be understanding that whether I have a brush properly or not. So the user value is being added because of toy and not because of the value of brushing. But if the same thing adult is using, then you will say that adult is using kids brush. It will not satisfy his needs because the adults will require different type of brushing pattern, different types of quality of brushing. So likewise, the different customer delight needs to be added into the design that is called as a user-centric design. Okay, I will give you another example. Can you tell me what is this? It's a very simple answer you can give. It's a Kinder Joy, right?
Yeah.
And what is the purpose of Kinder Joy? It's a chocolate. But why the kids buy it? Kids don't buy for chocolate. They buy for toy inside. Yes, small toys. So what designer has done, designer has packaged the chocolate and the toy together. And so the Kinder Joy become one product which is being demanded by the kids. And then they have created two types. One is a pink, one is a red. So they have created the toys. Something is pink in color is meant for girls. Very nice. Thank you, Nishan. And something which is not pink is for the boys. So thinking about customer needs and developing the product is called as a user-centric design approach. Understand this. Okay. I'm happy that children have started speaking with me. Okay. Now this is very common. Yevle Amrut Tulya. Amrut Tulya is the brand created around the tea. And Yevle Amrut Tulya has some specific spices to which he adds. So these are some of the examples, but this is not engineering designs. So let's go to some of the engineering designs. Okay. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between the left hand side image and the right hand side image? Both are used for barbecue. But I would say in a right hand image, there is a lot of engineering is involved. In a left hand side, it's a jugaad. So what is the engineering involved in this barbecue pan design? Can anybody tell? Any specific, anything which you think? Yes, Rameshji, you are not audible. So what I heard is a shape and design. See, the pan which has been designed for uniform heating, that's one. Then second is for pattern which has been created on the chicken. And the third is a test, because it has been tested many times for a test. So the user will have a good experience when he cook. The feel, the aesthetics, everything look like eatable. But if you have this jugaad, sometimes it gets burned. There is no such pattern. Taste doesn't like good. So likewise, you need to add user experience in your products. Now, can you tell me what is the difference in these 2 points? What is the purpose of camera?
Picture clip.
To take the
To
picture.
capture memory.
Yeah, to capture memory. Now, if these memories are not captured very well, will you be happy with the camera?
No, sir.
No. So the what is your experience is the image which is coming out of the camera is your experience, and camera is a tool to do that. So when you want to develop a camera, what is you should be your focus is that I should give a better picture quality. So when you design a camera, how the camera looks like, whether it's a black or it's a white, doesn't matter for me. What it matter for me is that after clicking, it should give me a good quality picture. So the designer has to think what is the major value which you want to add into the product, and what is the minor things. So if you focus on the major things, then your product will be most sellable product. But if you think that the minor things like color, combination, size, and if you don't focus on the major things or the quality of picture, customer will not buy it. So being a product designer, you should be very careful. What is the major thing which you want to do, and what is the minor thing which are not so important. So improving the product requires innovation. So how to innovate? This is a very important slide for you, student. Suppose you want to start a business or any product you want to develop. Start with the idea. Start with the problem which you want to innovate. Because most of the failures in the startups happening because of their innovation. They don't innovate much. They develop a project and they say, okay, I want to develop my startup. It doesn't happen that way. So when you have any problem which or idea, try to develop a conceptual design, because the conceptual design will give you a brief idea that how the product will look like, how your needs will be satisfied. Then work on that problem for a 1 year, 2 years, so that your prototype is built. And when your prototype is built, you can develop that prototype, take some customer review or user requirements, develop in the form of a product, and test that product into the market by giving some surveys. And once this is done, then you are ready to launch. So this is only a requirement for the business development. Now I wanted to give you one startup idea here. Can my students identify the problem here? It's a very beautiful picture which I have taken from the internet just to help you to understand how the startup ideas are generated. Any student, can you tell me what is the problem? Can you see the picture properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me one problem in this image?
Sit, sir.
Seats. How many people are sitting?
4.
And for how many people it has been designed?
2.
Two. But this person has a need. What is the need of this person?
Extra seats.
Yes, extra seats. Why? Because it is a family of 4. And normally in India, either we have family of 3 or family of 4. And we want to transport 4 people, but this person cannot afford car. So he's making compromise with the safety. Because you can see that girl which is sitting in front of him, because of her, he cannot see in front. Although he is wearing the helmet, it's a funny thing because that doesn't give any safety. Then the kid which is sitting just behind him is keeping his leg out. He's not that leg is not been supported. That lady which is sitting at the end, her sari can go inside or she can get toppled behind. So there are so many safety issues involved in it. But this person is very committed to take his family because he is person who cannot afford to buy a car. So my idea here is that I want to develop a family bike. I want to develop a family bike. Now, if I want to develop a family bike, how I can develop it? You know, there are so many students who participate in Baha and Supra and robotic competitions. Why don't you develop such a bike which can accommodate 4 people safely? If you develop this bike, you will become an entrepreneur. But you know, for developing this bike, what should be your approach? Anybody tell me what should be your approach to develop a bike for 4 people? क्या करना पड़ेगा?
Safety and comfort.
Yes, very good. So you need to find different dimensions in the product. How I can ensure safety of a person who is sitting into the bike? तो 4 सीट का डिजाइन बनाना पड़ेगा. तो design will be different. Seat design will be also different. The positioning of the mirrors, positioning of the kids, positioning of the adults, the engine, everything will keep on changing. And then that is called as a brainstorming. Because when you want to develop any product, you cannot be alone. Because when you develop your products alone, your survival market rate is only 1%. So any problem which you can see has an opportunity for startups. The only thing that you need to believe that this particular product will have a market value. Suppose I develop a family bike. Okay, it's a new concept. Suppose I develop a family bike. Do you think it will be sold into the market?
Yes.
Why you say so?
मिडल क्लास मॅनला कार घेणं अफोर्ड नाही होत त्यामुळे बाईक घेतात.
Very good. So that is the need which you have created, and for that need you have developed your product. So do you tell me whether it will be a differentiated product or customized product?
कस्टमाइज्ड.
Customized product.
Yes, you can develop. If a family comes to you and says to you, okay, I have a family of four, I want to develop a bike for my family, but that should carry four people. Then you can tell me, okay, what is your family size? Then, okay, you can take some basic things from him and then you start developing a bike for him. Then, if you start getting so many orders, like 1,000 orders or 10,000 orders, then your customized product now become a differentiated product because now it is for the masses. So when you develop a product for the masses, it becomes a differentiated products or unique products. And when you only develop for few people, it becomes customized product. Very nice. Thank you very much for your answers. I have another example. Can you tell me what is the startup idea here? Or what is the problem here? Tell me the problem first.
Protection of ATM machine.
Very nice. Protection of ATM machines. Do you think it is a needed?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely needed. So why don't you create a product which will safeguard your ATMs? Who will be your customer?
Bank owners.
Very nice. Who is answering? I'm very happy with this student. Who is answering? Shyam.
Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so happy. So the bank is the customer. Why the bank is customer? Shyam, I will give you internship in my company. I like you. Just tell
Sir,
me why the bank is your
just second. I'm a staff member of computer science.
Oh, Shyam. So you are staff members. I cannot provide you internship. I can give you job.
No worries.
Okay. So, Shyamji, you are answering so many questions. So I am not happy because students should give the answers. Okay, anyway, but it's okay. So the bank is the customer because who is the losing money? Bank is losing the money. So bank is ready to pay if you can develop a product which is satisfying bank. So why the bank is losing money? Because the intruders, the thieves, they break the ATM, they break the machine, they break the complete cabinet, and they steal all the money involved. So who is losing the money? Bank is losing the money. So the bank is needed with some safety device which can protect their ATMs. Now you can say there is always a safety guard is there, CCTV is there, but they are not sufficient. It is already known fact. They are not sufficient because you don't have control over it. And thieves can easily control that things. So there is an opportunity for you that how you can develop safe ATMs. Just be an entrepreneur. So likewise, I can tell you many ideas, but the only thing which I can tell you now is that product is an outcome of a projects, understand? But when packaged in a such a way that the customer is attracted to buy it. So you can develop any good project, but don't do the projects just for doing. Right from the beginning of doing any project, you should have a product approach. Understand, students, that you cannot start a company just by chance. No. The thought process should start with the problem, and the problem should be developed as a product. problem should not be developed as a project, because if you do, the journey of problem to the product goes through the series of projects, small challenges you take, you work over it, overcome it, work over it, overcome it. So all these small cycles are the small projects. And when you do n number of iterations over this, your problem gets ultimately solved, partially, not completely, and that you give a product to your country. So this is what I wanted to say, because the time is limited. These are some of the important steps which you can use for your product development, that you identify the need, understand and conceptualize it, develop a lot of sketches, skeletons, identify the users who are going to use it, conduct user requirements, create a list, modify the design, conceptual design. Obviously, you are still not prototyping it. Then create a prototype. Once the prototype is created, test it multiple times, many a times, modify the design. If your design is not good, again go back to the zero level, again start the complete cycle. Till you do all these things, you cannot develop a good product. So don't be in hurry in launching the market product. At least, through my experience, I will tell you, it requires at least 2 years. When you started with one small idea, till you reach to the final product, it requires at least 2 years. And then you cannot do alone. You need to form a good team, and don't form a team with your friends. Form a team who has a passion to become entrepreneur, because this journey of entrepreneurship is very tough, very challenging. और जो आपके साथ नहीं रह सकते being an entrepreneur, don't take them. Take someone who is equally passionate to build a product. पैसा कमाना बाद में अपने आप आ जाता है, प्रोडक्ट बनाना एक पैशन है, और उस पैशन से काम करने वाले एक जगह पे काम कर सकते हैं, and then they can become a product developers. So this is the nutshell I wanted to speak. I cannot tell you everything because it's a time dependency. But the only story I can tell you, this is one of the example I will tell you. I always thought that the home waste is getting too much food we are wasting every day. Why don't you create something related to it? So I started developing a machine. So I thought a machine can be developed, and this is some of the sketches I did initially. When I thought this machine is done and it can satisfy all needs, and then I started developing a second prototype, then so on and so forth. Then suddenly I thought, okay, my customer is not being taken care of. This is a process design. Then suddenly I created the user list, that who is going to buy all these things. So then I thought, the home waste is there at homes, societies, they also having home waste, hotels, hostel mess, marriage halls, canteens, conference halls, mandirs, gurudwaras. Sometimes home agricultural waste is also my customer. Then I thought, okay, why not to start with the home? Then I decided to connect the housewives. I talked with them, created the question list. I recorded the conversation. I listened them. I created the key points and I categorized them. To my surprise, I will tell you, this was my initial design, which is done by only me. But when I went to the housewives, they told me these many things. There are so many outcomes came out of the housewives discussions. They have given me so many insights into the product. And then I thought, if I developed a product only myself without considering the user, I would have lost a lot of money. Then I completely given back this idea of developing this sketch Then I developed a new product. New product which can satisfy all these categories. And this product is still in development stage, because the developing a product which satisfy all these needs is difficult task. So I employ engineers to work over it. If your students are interested to work in this product, let me know. But I want students who can speak. I don't want students who can only listen. I want actions. I don't want listeners. So with this note, I say thank you. Education is not about listening. Education is about doing the things, developing the good projects and products. So thank you very much. I have exceeded 7 minutes, but I thought I should complete this within that time. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have learned something today.
Yes, definitely, sir. Now, anyone have any questions related to our session? Now, session is open for question answering. Any participant want to ask question? Okay, no problem. Very good afternoon to all. On behalf of all the students, staff members, HOD, Professor S.V. Pingle, Vice Principal and IIC President, Dr. S.G. Kulkarni, sir, Principal Dr. K.J. Karande, sir, of Singhad College of Engineering, Pandharpur. I am Professor Shyam Bhimde, glad to be standing here to express my vote of thanks. This session is organized by Institute Innovation Cell of Singhad Engineering College, Pandharpur. A special thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Vikas Shinde, sir, for accepting our invitation and for being here with us today. Your thoughts have truly inspired us. Our students definitely get product-based project learning from this session. Once again, thank you very much giving valuable time for our students. Thank you. With this, I declare the session is over.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.